Good morning, everybody. So, welcome back to the channel, first of all. Second of all, we're stuck in traffic, so I just thought to, do this now, start talking a little bit about how the next 7 days are going to be like. Because I wanted to do something diet-wise to put on the channel as well, because this channel is just about training, but obviously dieting is a big part of training, and I was like, well, I want to lose a little bit of body fat at the moment. So I can either go on a strict deficit for 7 days, just reduce the calories down to 2500, 2400, and see how it goes. But I thought I can do something else. I just literally thought of that last night as I was going to bed. And I thought I'm going to do the carnivore diet. I have done this before. Now, I'm going to get into it a little bit more, but I have done this before. I know it works for me, not just from a losing body fat perspective, but also mentally. Like, I can handle it once I get into the sort of nitty-gritty to it. It's like, it usually takes a couple of days for your body to really get into the habit of only eating mostly protein and fat, really. Well, really only protein and fat. But yeah, it does take a while to get used to it. But yeah, it's going to be the carnivore diet. So essentially what I am going to do, I know that you can eat pretty much any kind of meat, but you can also eat some sort of cheeses. You can eat, I think you can drink milk as well, although I might be mistaken on that. But you can eat butter as well. Now, the problem with that is, when I did it the first time, I only really ate meat. I think it was kind of like beef, really, not even pork or chicken or anything like that. It was purely beef. I am going to be eating eggs, so I'm probably just going to be eating eggs, beef. I don't know if I'm going to add anything. We'll see how that goes. But mainly eggs and then beef is really going to be the two main sources of energy and calories for this. So it's going to be a 7-day thing. I'm not going to do it forever, obviously. I don't think that something like that is sustainable long run. Also, I know for a fact that you can't really beat carbs when it comes to training. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how I am going to respond to training and how my performance is going to be. Moving on for these 7 days at least, when I'm going to be doing just the carnivore diet, because obviously that means no carbs. So it is going to be a little bit interesting to see, how I'm going to perform, how my energy levels are going to be like. Gym performance is the big one for me, because last time when I did the carnivore diet, I actually wasn't training, and I was certainly not as big as I am today. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but it's pretty simple. 7 days, we're just gonna eat beef and eggs, pretty much. That's pretty much all we're gonna be eating. Obviously, still gonna be training, still gonna be going to the gym just as usual. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be having. I don't think I need creatine. When you're eating like 400 grams of pure protein, I don't think that creatine is a thing that you need. I'm not going to be taking any electrolytes specifically. I'm going to be eating quite a lot of salt with the food. Seriously, beef is going to be salty, and I'm going to be eating quite a lot of beef jerky as well, which is obviously, again, very salty. But in the mornings, I'm probably going to be having like not a spoonful, but just a little bit of salt with my water, and that would serve as electrolytes just fine. Is it the right thing to do? Probably not, but I don't really care. So, my channel, my rules, So yeah, we're going to do that. And again, this is only going to be for 7 days. Starting today. Today is day 1. We're going to be, I think for lunch, we're going to have eggs. 5 or 6 eggs. Maybe with a bit of butter. I don't know. I'm going to have to just check the labels and see how many carbs butter has today. Because I'm not too sure about butter, if I'm honest. So, and then, yeah, beef, pretty much, and that'll be it. And then it's just about monitoring how I feel, the performance in the gym, which is going to be the main thing. Last time I did the carnivore diet, the big thing that I realized down the line was there was no mental fog, like no brain fog or anything like that. Everything was just so clear. And I kind of like that. I also kind of miss that. So I'm definitely gonna try and see if we can get that back. Don't get me wrong, it's not too bad now. Like, I don't have brain fog or anything like that. But sometimes, like, even I can feel it, especially with foods today. So, yeah, it'd be definitely nice to have that brain fog, that occasional brain fog lifted. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I do remember that side effect came in a bit later, so it didn't come in like the first week or so. It came in the first month or so of just doing pure carnivore, but it was a very noticeable difference. I don't know how much of that you can sort of blame on the fact that I lost quite a bit of body fat and I was more active, probably quite a bit to be honest, but we'll see. We'll see. So it's the first time ever that I'm going to do the carnivore diet while I'm training, especially being at the size that I am now, muscle-wise. I've never done this before, and it would be very interesting to see how my body's going to react to it, how my training is going to be performance-wise. Am I going to still be able to lift the weights that I am lifting now? How are the sets going to look? We'll see. We're just going to have to see. So I'm on my way to grab some food, and I'll see you guys later. All right, so we're back home. I got my beef jerky, and I got sticks, chutney, and chili. Now these in total must be around 600 grams. So I'm not obviously going to have 600 today, but I'm probably going to have 300 today, and then tomorrow I'm going to have the rest. Butter. So I was actually wrong. I thought butter had quite a lot of carbs and sugars, but I was actually wrong. It's purely fat. Surprise, surprise. So we can have butter. That's fine. What else did I get? I actually got 2 sirloins just because they didn't have any ribeyes. So today we're going to have how many eggs? We're going to have 6 eggs with a bit of butter. I have all the spices here. And then later on, we're going to have the sirloin by itself. And then in between, or even after, we're going to have around 300 grams of the beef jerky, just to top it all up. It should come at about 2.5, 26, maybe 2,700 calories for the day, which is fine by me. But yeah, let's start cooking. So eggs are in. We got 6 eggs here. I think it kind of looks like a lot. I think the saving grace in this diet is the butter, I'm not gonna lie. Because otherwise it would have been so unbelievably boring. But yeah, it is what it is. So we have around 30 grams of butter, and then obviously 6 whole eggs. For seasoning, onion, salt, garlic, hot chili, and mixed spice because I like my food spicy. That, my friends, is pretty much done for. So this is going to be meal number 1. I'm going to try to put the macros at the top of the screen, but no promises there. But this should be around, well, with the butter, it should be around 700-800 calories. Could be more, actually. I'm just going to have to double check how much the butter is and then go from there. That's pretty much done. Huh? All right, so this is done. Just going to put the eggs. That should be good enough for our first meal. Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention, water. So this is a 2-liter bottle, and I'm easily having 3 a day, probably more with all the other liquids that I'm going to be consuming anyway. Coffee would be the main one other than water. But yeah, drink a lot of water. It helps a ton, especially with hunger management. I'm just going to throw that out there. If you drink a lot of water and you have a lot of salt in your food, it will help you with hunger management in general. So yeah, I'm just going to go and eat, and I'll see you later. Alrighty, so for meal number 2, we're going to eat steak, which looks very fucking good, I'm not going to lie. So this is 335 grams of raw steak. In terms of calories, obviously we're going to put butter as well, but in terms of calories, so this steak alone is around 850 calories. Quite a lot. Got a lot of protein in that too, though. But if you combine that with what I ate in the morning, that's around 1,700 calories. We're obviously going to put a little bit of butter in, but The butter is more there for the steak. I'm not really gonna eat the butter. Obviously, some of it is gonna go on the steak too, but you know what I mean. Steak goes in. We've already put salt on it. I just need to grab the rest of the seasoning. There we go. So in terms of seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, and then of course thyme. One of my all-time favorites for steak. Oh, this does need to come out though. Right, so meal number 2, steak. That's ready. This is... I'm obviously going to let it rest for about 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to cut into it. Hello, everybody. So I just wanted to give you a quick run-up of what happened today. So we had the eggs in the morning. Let me go back to yesterday. So we had the eggs in the morning with the butter, and then we had the steak with the butter. And that was pretty much all I had. I also did have 250 grams of beef jerky throughout the day, just kind of like snacking and chewing on it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I put that all down in the app. There we go. Nice to see. So this is the Chronometer app, very useful app for this kind of stuff. So overall, the breakfast, eggs and butter, that was around 820 calories. And then obviously we had the steak, another 35 grams of butter, and then obviously the beef jerky. So all together, we had 2,534 calories according to the app, 277 grams of protein, and 150, nearly 150, 148.6 grams of fat. Obviously, the fat does sound like quite a bit, and it is, but obviously the carbs were literally 3 grams of carbs for the entire day, and that 3 grams came from the eggs. So, yeah, I mean, overall, you know, it is kind of to be expected because obviously you get no energy from carbs and you get all the energy from fat. So that's why I'm always going to have high amounts of fat throughout the day. And obviously the protein, nearly 300 grams in a single day. That's obviously a massive amount of protein, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I mean, overall, first day, it went all right. Nothing really interesting to report. I'm not going to say I'm hungry, but I'm not fully satisfied as of yet, but I only ate like 2,500 calories. So again, sort of to be expected if I'm honest. Yeah, but that's about it. That's day 1. So tomorrow is going to be day 2. We also have legs tomorrow of all days. I don't know if I'm going to start, I don't know if I'm going to eat the eggs before I go to the gym. I guess it would just depend on how I feel in the morning because I don't usually eat anything in the morning. I don't really eat anything until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, I mean, it's 12 a.m. right now. Obviously, we're running a bit late today just because I had to do a couple of stuff and I forgot that I need to film this also. But yeah, I mean, here we are. I'm just going to edit that out quickly and then go to bed. And tomorrow I'm just going to wake up, see where I'm at hungry wise. If I'm really hungry, I'm going to have the eggs with the butter before I go to the gym. And then I'm just going to go to the gym, do the workout, come back and have some steak, maybe the beef burgers. I also had beef burgers today, forgot to mention that. Yeah, and kind of see how we go from there. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. So that's the day 1 of the carnivore diet. Good stuff so far. Let's see how the rest of the 6 days are going to look like. Peace.